Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. I obviously cannot sit straight, but here we are. Today I'm going to be telling you the story about how I got cheated on. This is something that probably happens to a lot of people, so I just wanted to tell my story and see if this might be able to help any of you going through a hard time. I am going to try and not edit this video a whole lot. I want it to be real, I want it to be authentic, so if there's slurs, stumbles, or long pauses, I apologize. But here we go. So, this relationship started in 2014? Was it 2015 or 2014? I can't remember. One of the early teen years. And I was dating a boy that I met at work, and I fell in love with him hard, and I fell in love with him fast. And I don't know if he ever necessarily reciprocated the amount of love that I had for him that he did for me. But I know that at one point, like, he really fancied me. That's a really weird thing to say. He fancied me. Anyway, so he and I dated for 6 months, and this was the longest relationship I had ever been in. I'm a very stick to routine kind of person. I'm a very type A kind of person. So when somebody comes into my life, I don't want them to leave. Even if they're toxic and horrible, even if I'm being toxic and horrible, I don't ever want them to leave. And I always make excuses as to why toxic and horrible people are still in my life, and it's because I can't let go of them because I like routine and don't like change. So this boy was the light of my life. We did everything together. We spent every day together. We spent the night at each other's houses. I loved him, and I thought that he was so attractive, and I was like, how does this boy like me? Turns out he didn't like me very much. So I started dating him, and everything was fine until about, I want to say 3 months in. And I had told him something that was very personal, and he thought I was not telling the truth about it. So he spun it around on me, and that's when we had our first big fight. And when we had that big first fight, nothing was ever the same. I don't necessarily hold grudges, but I remember everything. That's something you should know about me. I remember everything. So, that being said, I kind of had an attitude for the rest of the relationship. That's a toxic trait. That is not something you should have. It's a toxic trait that I admit to having, and I still have it. Don't yell at me because I'll remember it. Anyway, so I was dating him. We were super in love, and we were hanging out, and then things got a bit sticky. So he started talking about my body to me and to his friends. And when I say my body, I mean my appearance, how big I am. Because if you guys know me in person, you know I'm not a tiny person. I'm a little bit over what you would consider thick. I'm a good sized person. So he would talk to me about my appearance and say, I would like you a lot more if you were thinner. I'd be more apt to hold your hand if you were thinner. I would be more apt to cuddle with you more if you were thinner. And I feel like this is where my fear of affection began. He was my first love, and he shot me down for affection all the time. So I would go in for a hug, he would say no. I would go in for holding his hand, he would say no. Kiss, he'd say no. I mean, sometimes he'd say yes, of course, because you'd be like, why the hell are you still with him if he won't do that stuff with you? But it was very on his own terms. And now to this day, I'm afraid to make a first move. I won't make a first move. I just won't. And I feel like that's a lot of schema in the back of my head talking to me, telling me they're gonna shoot you down, you better not embarrass yourself. No. So We get about 5 months in. This is kind of towards the end. We were fighting a lot. He was talking a lot of crap about me to my face, to his friends. He was getting nudes sent to his phone from other girls all the time. And he'd brush it off like, oh, well, they just randomly sent it to me. Boy, first of all, he wasn't that attractive for him to be having girls randomly sending him nudes. And I'm not saying he's ugly, and I'm not shaming his appearance, because he was really good looking to me. Like, he was hot. But he wasn't like, let me send you a tit pic randomly hot. So, I had a feeling he was cheating on me with another girl that I actually have on Instagram. And, like, to this day, I still have her on Instagram. And I decided that I would stay with him, even though, like, I knew what was going on, and I just, like, didn't ever do anything about it because I didn't want to lose him. And that's how you know I hold on to toxic relationships. I didn't want to lose him, and I didn't want to ask him about it because I didn't want to know the truth. The truth actually came out when we had broken up, when he broke up with me. Let me be very specific. He dumped me. And I begged him and begged him and begged him to take me back. I said, please take me back. I will be a better girlfriend. I won't fight with you. Like, I'll do whatever you say. Stuff you should not do. And sorry, I keep looking this way because that's kind of like the way my body is turned. I'm sitting on my foot. So I found out that he cheated on me because, and this is a red flag, by the way, if you are ever dating somebody and you immediately start dating somebody else after, that is 110% your choice, but just know that you look shady as, I didn't say the word. You look shady if you start dating somebody immediately after you just broke up with somebody. It means that you had somebody on the sidelines and they were waiting for you to end whatever was going on. So he immediately started dating somebody else and like hanging out with this girl, and she was pretty. I couldn't say anything bad about her. I didn't know her, but of course my feelings were hurt, so I was like, he downgraded. No, he did not. She was perfectly fine. And never blame the other female. They don't owe you loyalty. That's something I definitely took out of this. The other person does not owe you loyalty. The person you're dating owes you loyalty, and that is important to remember. So I assumed, and this was not the same girl that was sending him nudes, there was multiple of them, but this girl started dating him literally like the day after we broke up. And so red flags were popping up in my head. I'm like, he probably was talking to this girl. Whether it's emotionally cheating or physically cheating, it's still painful. And so I was like, he was probably talking to this girl, like, you know, before we broke up. So I asked him about it, and he of course denied it. I never cheated on you. You're crazy. We're not dating anymore. Why does it matter? Like, this, that, and the other. Trying to defend himself and his actions. Well, later comes out that his best friend decided to tell me the truth. And tell me, hey, he had been talking to this girl for like a lot longer than you think, before he went on vacation out of country. Before you guys were really even having problems, she was in his inbox. And it tore me apart. Because when you get cheated on, the feeling that goes through your body is not, they betrayed me. It's initially, what's wrong with me? Why wasn't I good enough? What does she have that I don't have? Why was she a better choice? I gave you love. I gave you affection. I tried my best. And you still chose her. That is what goes through your head initially. And although those things are not healthy things to think, they are the truth of what most people think of when they get cheated on. What is wrong with me? Not what's wrong with him. Not what is she offering him that I'm not offering him. Like, why does he like her more? Why is it worth losing our relationship over? It's always, what is wrong with me? So it puts you in this headspace where you hate yourself, where you think, it's my fault we broke up, and there must be something wrong with me. It's difficult. So, oh, Cujo. Cujo's my pet chihuahua. He doesn't want to be on camera because every time I try and pick him up, he gets mad at me. But, yeah. If you can avoid cheating on people and just break up with them and maybe keep your, like, private life to yourself for a little while, I feel like that is the best policy to avoid breaking the other person's heart too much, unless you straight up just don't care. But that was probably, like, you don't realize how badly that stuff hurts until it happens to you. Like, you really feel like your chest is tightening up, like your stomach hurts. And it's not just feelings of self-hate, but you also hate that other person. And as much as we don't like to admit it, we hate you hate the girl too, or the guy, or whoever it is that they cheated on you with. You hate them too. By default, even if they didn't know, even if they thought you guys were broken up, you hate them. And it's not anything that's within your control, and it's not right, but it is what it is. It's the truth. So, long story short, he blocked me before I could block him. I tried to go and block him, but he already blocked me, because he found out that his friend had told me, and he didn't want the reciprocation of me coming back at him and calling him out for his actions, because I am definitely the type to say something and be crazy. Not necessarily crazy as in the type to, like, go to your house, but, like, I'll blow up your phone and tell you what a piece of crap you are, for about 15 minutes straight every single day for a week. Like, I don't play about that stuff, and I don't think that it's right. So he blocked me so that he didn't have to hear it. And a lot of that actually helped with my healing process, him, like, blocking me, because I couldn't speak to him, so I couldn't convince myself that it was a mistake and that we should probably be together or anything like that. Like, he just kind of, like, cut me off. And so anybody who knows me knows that ignoring me is the best way to get me to never speak to you again. Like, I'll really convince myself that you don't love me anymore, and, like, if you say hi to me, I'll probably say hi back. But it's like, even with friendships, like, if you ignore me long enough when I'm trying to talk to you, it's gonna be no bueno. I'm not saying I will freak out, but I just won't reciprocate my love. I've got a lot of love to give, and I ain't gonna waste it anymore. So that was the story about how I got cheated on, how heartbreaking it was, and how emotionally exhausting it was. I appreciate you guys watching my channel. Thank you so, so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and if you really enjoyed, don't forget to click that notification bell next to the subscribe button, so that you can be notified every single time that I upload a video. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys next week.